Anugita from Bharatamanjari, complete English translation. While being encouraged by Krishna along with sages and his brothers regarding the horse sacrifice, Yudhishthira gained firmness of mind and resolved to undertake the Ashwamedha. Then, when the son of Dharma, Yudhishthira, set out to attend to the affairs of the people, Krishna dismissed the assembly of sages and disappeared. After that, in the royal garden, beautiful with golden and jeweled creepers and blooming lotus-like ornaments, Krishna and Arjuna wandered freely and joyfully. At the end of their conversation, Arjuna, the beloved of Subhadra, said to Krishna, the slayer of Kamsa, "All that you told me at the beginning of the war, I have forgotten. O knower of the highest truth, please speak that knowledge again." When the son of Pandu spoke thus, the saddened Krishna replied, "Alas, because you did not listen with full attention and understanding, you did not grasp it then. It cannot be spoken again exactly in the same way, yet listen now to this. Once there was a certain Brahmin who had attained the state of liberation while living. When asked, that perfected sage explained everything after understanding the delusion of worldly existence. In this body composed of the 5 elements, which is merely a collection of unreal things, the living being remains bound by the qualities, like a bird confined in a cage. For embodied beings who are dominated by ego and have forgotten their true self, the rise and fall of pleasure and pain revolve like a wheel. At the end of the body, because of the connection with actions, good or bad, creatures attain celestial vehicles like stars or else go to hells. Then when the fruits of enjoyment are exhausted, the self enters the womb surrounded by membranes, taking the form of semen, and entering the blood-filled womb. Just as water disappears within the mirror through the touch of breath, and just as the heat of extinguished fire spreads through the sky, just as the fragrance of a flower enters the air, and just as color penetrates a crystal through a small opening, in the same way, the subtle moving soul hastens into the womb, carrying its latent impressions within, like the wind carrying coolness. For the one who is born, desire arises. As he grows, it increases. Like the fibers of a lotus stalk, even when drying, it never truly dries up. Through discrimination, and through contact with suffering, one firmly embraces detachment. By the mantra, "I am not this," the one initiated into Brahman becomes liberated. First he becomes free from attachment to objects, then from their causal impulses. Reaching the state of complete independence, the yogi merges into Brahman. Knowing the self, which has hands and feet everywhere, is all-pervading and imperishable, he realizes the true nature of worldly existence. Having said this, the perfected Brahmin suddenly disappeared. O son of Kunti, hear another teaching for your highest good. Once a Brahmin woman said to her husband in solitude, "I wish to attain the same state as you. I am devoted entirely to you." Asked thus, the Brahmin smiling said, "There is an inner fire called Vaishwanara, residing within embodied beings. The senses, the mind and the intellect are regarded as its 7 flames. Sense objects are its fuel, and 7 are the priests who partake of them. In it, this entire world arises again and again. The senses assists the mind, and the mind assists the senses. Thus they remain mutually supportive, while associated with the body. The 7 senses, mind, intellect and the rest were once like wild deer, but they were subdued by a king with the arrows of yoga. For one who has conquered the senses, nothing is separate, everything belongs to him. King Janaka once said this to a Brahmin: "Objects belong only to the object itself. Therefore, seeing all this with an unattached mind, I have abandoned everything, understanding the higher and the lower, in order to end the cycle of becoming. O auspicious one, your destination will also always be similar to mine. Know knowledge as the purifying fire produced from the 2 fire sticks of Brahman." Hearing her husband's words, the Brahmin woman became a knower of truth and attained supreme skill in the knowledge of the field and the knower of the field. After hearing this, Arjuna said to Krishna in amazement, "Who was that supreme yogi Brahmin, and where does he live, and where is that wife?" When Arjuna asked this, Krishna, the slayer of Kaitabha, again spoke to Dhananjaya. Long ago a teacher told this, when questioned by his disciple. This story that destroys worldly bondage was heard by great sages such as Brihaspati and others, and was spoken by the self-born Brahma. For beings bound by the 3 qualities and transformed by different actions, this inner condition, though small, continually grows into something vast. This wondrous creation indeed arises from ego, and into that same ego it dissolves, just as a heap of flowers falls into a pit. Ego, having become deeply internal through the practice of hundreds of births, by what means can it be broken effortlessly? By gradually weakening ignorance and abandoning actions. When one becomes free from doubt and duality, the light of knowledge arises. With the blazing fire of knowledge burning the poisonous tree of worldly existence, one becomes free from all knots and attains the supreme nectar. Thus, this knowledge proclaimed by Brahman was once taught by a teacher to his disciple, illustrated with many examples for the peace of worldly existence. I myself am the teacher, O Partha, and you are my disciple equal to me. Having said this, Janardana concluded the essence of knowledge. Thus ends the Anugita in the Bharatamanjari composed by Kshemendra.